You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and man, we are here with another amazing show for y'all today. We're going to talk to a duo, man. We're going to talk to the Foreseeing Fools with Jimbob and CC. They're going to tell us everything about their music career and also their amazing life story. And I just want to say, first and foremost, welcome to the show, y'all. How y'all doing?
Thank you for having us. We're doing good. How are you, Jimbob?
I'm doing great.
So, yeah, I mean, it's amazing to have y'all on the show because y'all going to be talking about y'all amazing career. And y'all from Nevada, right?
Yes. Yep. It's called Winnemucca. It's a tiny little town. If you blink, you'll pass it.
And y'all are into Psychedelic Rock band and y'all formed in 2017. So I'm going to have CC do the honors, ladies first. Tell us, man, how did this come together? How did y'all launch your career?
Well, Jimbob he's been in a couple bands, and I went and watched one of his shows, and I just kind of like hung out, and I was bored, and I'm like, I want to work too. This looks super fun. So I was like, if I play, can I play with you? And he's like, yeah, if you get good at it. So I'm like, well, fine, I guess I will. So I sat there, and I mean, for like, what was it, a year, maybe 2 years, I just sat and played for like 3 hours just to get it figured out. And then we asked a person he was playing with, and he's like, no girlfriends in the band. And I'm like, well, fine then. I'll just take your bass player. How do you like him now? And then we started playing, and then it was really hard to find a drummer in town. So we picked up the farmer's foot drum and just started playing together and doing little EPs. And it's been quite an adventure for us. And
also, Jimbob, man, first of all, how you doing? And two, man, how did music start out for you, man? Because since you're the OG, you recruited her. How did all this work out for you, man?
I'm doing good. I started probably in my early 20s, probably 2021. A good friend of mine would have house parties, and there was him playing guitar, another friend, Justin, playing drums. So I asked him to show me how to play music, and went down to the pawn shop, bought a cheap bass and cheap bass amp, and started playing punk rock music. That band was LNOY. I ended up playing with them for probably 4 or 5 years. So.
And with that experience and your partner, CC, jumping on the scene, how was that like in the beginning stages of creating songs? Was it just an easy process because she was like a big fan, or what was that like when y'all were creating music together?
Well, at the beginning it was difficult because CC had to catch up. So she had to spend a whole year just playing to finally catch up to where we can start writing and recording. The first EP we did, it was a long process, and it was a big learning opportunity for CC. Now it is, 3 years later? 4 years later. It's definitely an easier process.
I don't fight you with my authority issues anymore.
Yeah, I don't quit the band anymore.
For every 5 minutes. I just tell you I'm going to throw your shoes out the window instead.
Oh, y'all comedians, I love it, man. Because when you are able to have fun, that just makes everything flow as far as just being able to work together professionally. So when y'all are in the studio, who's in charge of coming up with lyrics, or is that a team effort?
Usually for lyrics, I write down the basis of it, and then if we need to fix something, we'll bounce each other's ideas off until it fits correctly. And then it usually changes once we start recording, because we'll play it back and we're like, oh, let's change that. Like last EP, I think every song changed completely on how we originally played it. So just going with the flow.
And once again, we are talking to Foreseeing Fools. You can go to the website, foreseeingfools.com. Having the honor of talking to Jimbob and CC. And CC, when y'all have music coming out, y'all had your recent one in 2020, Put the Devil in Hell. That was the second album, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the second EP.
EP, yep.
Yeah, so it only had like 4 songs on it.
How was that process like, making that project? Because obviously we all had to fight through COVID-19 and being able to still create music and put stuff out there. What was that process like? Did you face any challenges during that time?
Since we did have somebody sit in with us, which was really nice. His name is Jay Nobody is his stage name. So he did some of the guitar parts with me. But with that break with COVID, although it was like horrible, we really got to sit there and work everything out because there wasn't really a time limit because nobody was really working. So we definitely had time to put aside to really create and have fun with it. And if something wasn't correct, we went back and fixed it. So it wasn't, I mean, it was a bad experience for everybody, but for us, we made it into a positive situation. So it was, I don't know how to say it without, I'm socially awkward anyway, so it wasn't too bad for me with the COVID-19. I'll stay home. But
and Jimbob, I mean, y'all were traveling frequently prior to COVID-19. Tell us some of the places y'all played at, man, and what was it like engaging the crowd?
We played a few shows in Reno, up in Oregon on the coast. Played some shows in California, Idaho. So pretty much covered the whole western seaboard playing shows. They were fun shows. We had good crowds. We had people calling up their friends to come and watch us play.
Almost got in a fight at Reno.
Yeah, almost got in a
lady
fight.
thought it was karaoke night. And I'm like, it's not karaoke. She's like, I love this song. I'm going to play it. I'm singing my song. I'm like, girlfriend, I'm not afraid to push you over right now.
Oh, we got to go into that, man. We got to go into that. So set this up for us. Like, what was happening and what was her reaction?
So she was, she's pretty intoxicated, which happens. We're at a dive bar in Reno. And right by like a bus station. So we get some interesting characters down there, which I love. My favorite people is fun people like that. And so we're setting everything up and she just jumps up there and grabs a microphone and starts like taking it off. And I'm
wow.
What are you doing? And she's like, I just love this song. I'm going to play this. I'm going to sing this song. I'm like, no. Like this is my microphone. She's like, right. No, it's not your turn. I'm like, lady, listen to me right here. We're playing tonight. This is not karaoke night. If you want to go to karaoke night, go down the street. And she starts bowing up. I'm like, woman, I am 5'10" and you are 5'4". I will just step on you, scoot on over. And so she got down and she was all puffy. But then after that, she was fine. She was dancing. She got on the pole, got a little excited. And some man was like, hey, it's too early for that. Nobody wants to see that right now.
Oh, wow.
It was a night to remember. I just love those little adventures of chaos.
And Jimbob, I mean, what is your reaction? Are you just trying to hide or are you like debating if you need to get up or what? I mean, what's going through your head when you see this?
Well, I was plugging in the PA system and it happened. I'm like, and Candace jumped in and took care of it. So it was pretty interesting. The bartender just stood there and just kind of watched the whole thing. I kept waiting for the bartender to get involved. No, Candace or CC handled it quite well.
I scare people. I scare grown men because I have no filter.
Well, we had to hide the microphones.
Yeah,
we had to hide the microphones until
they left or after we started. Yeah. Once we started.
Right when we got up stage, we plugged them in.
No, that's a footage for YouTube, man, because I know y'all are on YouTube. Y'all have some cool videos on there that people can check out. And once again, talking to Foreseeing Fools, you want to follow them on Instagram, you can do that right now on Foreseeing Fools. I mean, it's easy. Everywhere you go, it's the band name. So once again, go to the website, foreseeingfools.com. Having the true honor of talking to Jimbob and also CC. Now, when it comes to the process of trying to engage with new fans, you gave us a little teaser of some people that are just excited to be at your show. But what is it like when you meet people who are making that special connection to your music? Because it's a wonderful thing when that happens.
I always enjoy it after the show. We always have somebody stay after to just kind of talk to us and enjoy it. And they always love to give me advice about how I could go to the next level, which is wonderful. I do appreciate all the feedback. So, but yeah, it's fun. They're like, oh man, you killed it tonight. And we did get a really good compliment from a friend, Roy. He's like, he never likes any of Jimbob's bands. And he's like, oh man, you should play with us one time. So that was like the biggest compliment ever. I was stoked. I was like on cloud 9 all night.
That's awesome, man. And Jimbob, once again, let's remind the audience, the Foreseeing Fools is a blues and Americana infused psychedelic rock band formed in 2017. You with the long history of music in the group. When it comes to the business side of music, what was the biggest learning curve trying to make this a legit thing? Because this one thing was a hobby, is another thing was actually something that you can, keep growing.
I guess when it came to our merchandise, making sure that we were buying our merchandise at a low price so we can make a return on it. What was it? Probably 3 or 4 years ago. We make all of our own stuff, so we have a silk screening set up, so we silk screen our own shirts to save money. The hats and the patches, we buy them separate and we sew them on ourselves. So we try to do a lot of the merchandising ourselves to save money so we can give a better price when we go to shows.
And when you are managing both worlds of the business world and the creative world, is there any kind of way of having a balance, or how do you set your priorities to make sure you're having fun, but also making sure things are also growing?
I think the fun always comes first, because there's definitely sometimes we break even on it. So in some shows, we want to get into a venue, so we always, the first show we'll play for free if we can sell our merchandise, and then later on, the next time we play, we'll talk about money. So we always take playing music and doing the shows over making $1. And it seems to work out for us at the end, because, fans like to buy the merchandise after the shows. And, a lot of times we have a really good show. The bartender will sometimes tip us out a little bit. And so we always try to break even. And sometimes when we're lucky, we do make a few dollars. But, for us, it's always the music first.
And CC, how do y'all both manage the YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and all the social medias together, or who's the brain of the marketing?
I do a lot of it, and then it's kind of a team effort, because I'm like, I'm going to post this, and I tell him what I'm going to put down, and he's like, don't do that, or yeah, that sounds good, or why don't you put this there? Because sometimes I start rambling even on writing, so he has to tone me down and be like, let's just stay on topic. So it's definitely a team effort. And the photography for Instagram and everything, Jimbob mostly does that. He's gotten pretty good taking pictures, so we just have to get him in the pictures more. I've been, but I'm not. Oh,
he's the camera guy behind the scenes, so he doesn't get the credit all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing to talk about, because as indie artists out there all around the world, a lot of people that I interview, they talk about their ups and downs and marketing and trying to make the numbers right. And Jimbob mentioned about, trying to meet the budget and crunch the numbers, but still enjoying putting that music out there. For you, Jimbob, when you are pushing yourself, you and CC together to get to new venues and to meet with new fans, what are some of the things that you have noticed is working for you at the moment?
Like my background is, I started playing in the late 90s, early 2000. So social media has been a big struggle for me. When I first started playing with CC, I didn't really embrace it that well, but probably the last year and a half, and being able to use social media to, advertise at a certain town we're going to play at, and really push the advertisement, and interacting with the people that are in that area that already follow us, has been a great help for us.
And CC, you too, like when you're finding these new opportunities, what's some of the things that you have learned and took away from the process?
I just learned to just enjoy the moment because you never know when it's going to go away. So I guess I've just learned to live in the moment more and just really enjoy everything that's happening. And if there's a mistake that's happened, to learn from that, like especially with posting or the venues, and just be yourself, I guess, on everything. Because I've noticed if I try too hard on something, it doesn't turn out as well as if you're just yourself and being a weirdo.
When it comes to the opportunities that are ahead, right? Future shows, future projects, people are getting vaccinated, so the public are going to be able to go out and go to concerts again. What are you looking forward towards the most as you progress with your music career?
I guess traveling again, because I mean that's the main reason why we started this project, is we get to travel and somebody else pays for us to go all over the country and play music.
And free beers.
So, and interacting with the people that are at the show, because we interact with these people for the last year and a half on social media. A lot of them are asking, when you're going to come out this way or that way. And so it'd be nice to be able to meet these people that we kind of just chat with on Instagram and Facebook.
And CC, when people hear your music, I mean, y'all have music out, people can check it out. They can go to the website foreseeingfools.com and just find y'all everywhere on social media. What do you personally hope that people will take away when they hear the songs and remember the lyrics? What are you hoping that they take from it?
Hope they like it and, they just are upbeat, or if they have like a feeling and it kind of hits them the right way. If I get a tear, that'd be the best day ever. When you hear a song and you start tearing up, yep, that'd make my world right there. Somebody could TikTok that, please.
Just don't practice crying. Make sure it's real.
Make sure it's real, please.
That's funny. Don't cut no irons when you do it.
Yeah.
But no, on the serious side, I'll wrap it up with Jimbob, let you do the honors. Same question, but I'll ask you differently. I'll ask you what you hope Foreseeing Fools' music legacy will be at the end of the day.
Well, to make an impression, like CC and I were talking about before, the great thing about music and doing all this is when we're 90, it's still going to be out there. Maybe the next generation will appreciate it even more than the generation we're playing for now. That, even when we're dead and gone, our legacy is still around. And we should, being able to evoke emotion, people understanding what we're talking about.
That was a good answer, JR.
Thanks.
That was way better than mine. I just joke around all the time.
Well, once again, having the honor of talking to Foreseeing Fools. You can go check them out, foreseeingfools.com. And, man, you can follow them on social media, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Same thing, Foreseeing Fools. Thank y'all for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to I Am Refocused Radio today. And, man, how can people book y'all, man? I can't leave without asking that.
It's booking at foreseeingfools.com, right? Yeah.
That's easy, man. That's right there. I mean, y'all branding is perfect, man. You don't have like 10,000 different names on social media, so that's perfect. Well, y'all want to book them and check it out, what they're doing, man. Shout out to Nevada. Y'all doing awesome work out there. Go to foreseeingfools.com. Once again, that's foreseeingfools.com. Want to thank you, Jimbob and CC, for being on the show, man. Y'all have a good one.
Well, thank you for having us. It was such a grand time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you very much.